And yes, welcome to another gimbal review, another tech review, another camera review. Without wasting my time, let's just get this out of the way. I'm sure there are a bunch of videos out there talking about this particular gimbal. Yes, so if you don't know this gimbal, this is the DJI SC. It has been out in the market for quite some time now. I think it's came in 2-3 years ago. This is a gimbal that actually replaced the legendary DJI Ronin S. I mean, if you guys have been using gimbal or have seen gimbals for some time now, you guys will probably know that DJI have been making a couple of gimbals in the past, and one of the best or all-time favorite that people used to like was the DJI Ronin S. I think we should first start with the advantages as usual. This gimbal is very light, okay, compared to the previous generation, which is the DJI Ronin S. That one was very heavy, massively heavy, but this one, it feels like this is my thumb right here, this is my fingers, okay. That is how light this gimbal is, okay. So trust me, it really plays an awesome role in my life. So recently I've been shooting a whole bunch of music video for one of my buddies in Sunnyside, Pretoria. And I've been using both gimbals, because the first one was the RS-C2, and I've tried that on set, and I've also tried this on set. So both of them, I really know what they are doing when they come to my hands. This gimbal is extremely light. I'm sure even a 2-year-old kid can hold this. The next thing that I'll touch on is the knobs, okay. It's got all locks on all the 3 axes, okay. I know even the RS-C2 also got it. Most gimbal that they are coming out now, they all got this, but you see the previous generation didn't have those locks. So my intention was like, okay, are they gonna put this there? But yes, they did, and all the axes do lock for sure. So when you want to balance a camera on this gimbal, it becomes much easier. All you need to do is unlock all the axes. You unlock everything. You guys can see it, but hey, I really don't know where this is. Okay. Once you lock all the axes, you should be able to balance your camera easily, okay. That happens to be one of the advantages about this gimbal. So this place right here, okay, this thing right here will allow you to place your camera or balance your camera on this gimbal very much easily. And you know, the nice part about it, what really makes me love this feature is you don't really need to put much effort, okay. You can move from gimbal to handheld easily. And when you are done with the handheld and you want to go back to gimbal, this locking thing here, I don't know if you guys can see it, this knob right here, it's actually for adjusting the camera. So when you remove your camera out of this and then you want to place it back, you don't need to rebalance everything again. It locks in place automatically without having to do any further investigation on the gimbal. You see the battery life, I know it's not the best or the longest battery life out there. It really does the job, not really bad, not really massive as the previous ones that I've had. I think this does up to 12 hours, and I doubt if someone will really purchase this gimbal to shoot a 12-hour straight wedding or event. And you can also purchase some extra batteries in case you'll be going for a longer duration and you know for sure that okay, where you'll be going there's no power at that place. You can get yourself an additional battery grip and then you go to go. The next advantage that I'll touch on will have to be how easy it is to unpack this gimbal. I've owned a couple of gimbals like I mentioned, and I started all the way from the crane to the Fiutech, and there's a whole lot. Normally when it comes to unpacking these things, it becomes a problem. Sometimes you just need to hang it on the shoulder. It's a whole, some of them you even do it and then they'll just be doing their own funny dances and all that. With this one, just check this out. Just imagine all the way from here to this, okay. That is massive. I can actually put this in my pocket. it's just insane. So it happens to be one of the advantages about this gimbal. I know it's not really the best, and there are a whole bunch of gimbals these days that does especially this, I mean the whole DJI thingy. There are a whole bunch of gimbals. I really love it. Even from my previous one, which was the RS2, which was way expensive than this one, you are unable to detach the battery grip. The only thing that you will be able to detach will have to be the tripod mount, this thing right here. The other ones are built-in. You just have the option of breaking the neck like that, and then I don't know where that will go. Imagine paying all those dollars. I don't know if it is $200 brand new one or what. Imagine the pain that I will feel or go through when I'm bending that thing. Like, I just don't feel okay, and I don't want something like, man, that's money, man. I can't be bending my money like that. So the next thing that I'll touch on the advantages will have to be the ports or the inputs. I see it's got a USB type C, and I'm not sure if it will allow you to charge your gimbal right out of the socket. It's got a USB type C, so I'm not sure what that is, whether for updating firmware or so. But yeah, man, if you guys do have an idea, please link me up. I know what this USB type C does. Is it for plugging your camera to the gimbal or charging or updating firmware? Let me just peg this real quick. Thank you for coming. So I'm sure you guys have seen the gimbal itself. I'm sure you guys have seen how it looks. If you haven't, let me just give it a close-up look so you guys can see how it is. And I'm guessing I'll use this as my thumbnail. It looks cool, man. Something like that. Yeah. So yeah, man, overall this gimbal does what I actually need a gimbal to do, except for a few disadvantages which I'm still coming up to. Just wait right there, hang on, before you purchase, before you place your order, just hold on a few minutes. I'm sure you guys have seen how this particular one looks. You get two types when you are purchasing it. You get the standard one, and then you get the Pro Combo. So this one happens to be the Pro Combo, and what that simply means is that when you buy the Pro Combo, you will get some additional accessories. So here you get the focus wheel here, which will allow you to focus your camera whilst it's on the gimbal without having to do that funny thing whilst you are busy operating. I mean, imagine holding a gimbal and then busy. You're going to get some shaky footages, of course. So this one got its own focus ring here, and there are some additional port that I don't know what that is for, but yeah, it is there. So even in the box you get some awesome accessories in there compared to the regular one. So the regular ones is just the gimbal with some few cables and chargers, and that's it. But here, let's hold on. Thank you for coming back. So there's some additional thing here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, so there, this one here, I can't, that one over there. Let me just do it the proper way. This one is the focus motor, and this actually mounts on the camera. This part goes to your camera focus ring, and that will allow you to focus your camera whilst it's on the gimbal by using this thing here. You still get your phone holder. This one, oh okay, so I think this goes on the other side. I think this is where you mount this one. I think so. I'm not sure if I think it goes there, and then you'll be able to place your phone in there and then view or do your tracking thingy by drawing that thing in. I'm sure you guys have seen a whole bunch of videos about it, a whole bunch of package. But yeah, man, overall it's not the best, like I mentioned. So saying it's not the best, maybe you should just start with the disadvantages, and that will have to be the packaging. Okay, so most of the gimbals these days in the market that you buy, it comes with some awesome packaging. I mean, sometimes you see that it's more of leather kind of. I think my previous gimbal, what was the name? I actually forgot the name. I think Fiutech also. It comes with a nice carrying case to the extent that you will be able to transport it anywhere you go in very easily. But this one here, I don't know, it's still usable, but the quality of the material does not look like something that's really going to last you for a very long time. Okay, so that'll have to be my first disadvantages on the list in case you are looking to buy this one and aiming for a proper carrying case. Maybe you have to buy your own carrying case somewhere. Yeah, definitely. The screen. This gimbal does not have any screen here. Yes, it's got no screen on the gimbal, so whenever you are shooting, you got 3 modes on it. Okay, there's an M button here When you press on the M button, that will allow you to switch through the modes. So it's got 1 mode, 2 modes, and the 3rd mode. So what that simply does is you use your phone and then you download the DJI Ronin app. I think it's the same thing as the DJI Ronin S, similar one. So yeah, you just download it and then you customize all your modes. So when you are shooting, you know that okay, mode 1 is for your 360 roll, that infinity thing, that thing. You just choose through it, and then when you are shooting, you know how to operate from mode 1 to mode 2. It's quite unfortunate there's no additional screen. If you need it, you have to purchase or pay an extra money for that. The next thing that I'll touch on will have to be the mount. Most of the gimbals that I use, they come with the Manfrotto standard. Is it Manfrotto or Manfrotto? They come with that base plate, which is common everywhere. Most of the production tripod even uses that plate. But this one, it's more of a Manfrotto, but the decreased version of it. I'm not sure what is happening here. It's actually a smaller one compared to the actual one that I think I got. Oh, here. So, this is the one that I was hoping for, and this is the one that I got. Yeah. The other advantage of this gimbal, it will have to be the payload. Okay, so if you are in a market and you are searching for a gimbal that will have, that can carry your 5D Mark V, your 6Ds, your A7 RS3, your Canon 90D, those massive DSLRs, I will not suggest, because if you are putting just the body on it, maybe it can do the job, but when you start attaching your lenses and all that, it becomes a problem, and the motor starts sleeping, and it's like it's drunk. It starts doing its own thing, and at the end of the day, you end up damaging the motors of the gimbal. So it's got a lesser payload. It cannot hold heavy DSLRs. So before you go into the market looking for this, I think you should also check how massive is your camera. So the last time when I checked mine, I'm on the Canon EOS R. I think it's about 600 and something grams, and then I checked also my lens, my favorite lens, which is the 30mm that I normally use, and that was also less than 1 kilo. So yeah, in total it was less than 2 kilos, and even though it was doing the job, but I feel like you still need to do a bit of twist and all that to it, and you get yourself, it's not the biggest gimbal in the market, so if you really got some heavy setup, I don't think this gimbal is for you. So what this gimbal will actually be able to handle is smaller mirrorless cameras like the Fujitsu and Canon R with smaller lenses. M50, perfect. M50, awesome. Those smaller ones, 90D maybe, but with smaller lens, and yeah, smaller setups. Nothing more than 2 kg. Yeah, 2 kg. So if it is more than 2 kg, your motors will start dancing and you'll be able to use it again. You throw it away. The motor is tired now. There are motors built into these gimbals, and once you start putting stress on it, they finally bend. So that is what I'm actually referring to. There's a whole bunch of disadvantages about this gimbal, but I don't want to touch too much about this whole gimbal thingy. It does the job for me. So before you get into buying it, you should also look if it's going to suit your needs. I think that's all that I'm going to list for today. If you have any questions about this whole advantages and disadvantages review, just let me know. And if you like this type of video, kindly like, subscribe, and I'll be providing you with a whole lot on this channel. Thank you very much for coming here today. I really appreciate your support. Please do not forget to subscribe. It really helps a lot. And I'll see you guys in the next one.